Okay, we're back from commercial break. Very special announcement today. We have just signed an agreement with the DSN affiliation of the league. We're going to be having an all-star game on Monday, Memorial Day. The under 21 all-stars of the YMSL versus the over 25 all-stars. And both teams are, needless to say, stacked. There's a tremendous amount of talent in both teams, and the younger generation is thinking they can really run away with this, and you know, they might be right. There's a lot of young talent.
Well, we used to play the Brooklyn All Stars, and then that became, you know, waste of time. Sorry, I can move on, and the rest of you guys, but just not worth it. It's mercy rule by the third or fourth inning, so we decided it's tougher to play. You know, better competition, the kids versus the adults, and there's great kids. Let's mention some of the kids on that team.
Well, first of all, let's mention the time. 2 o'clock Monday, Memorial Day, Deal School. It's a DSN all-day barbecue. Bring your kids. It's going to be a great event. Last year there was over 600 people. You know, obviously you got the Jack Abadi, Jackie Tawil, Gabe Abadi, Sally Tawil, Leo Picciotto on the younger team.
A.B. Cohen, Elliot Harari. A lot of the faster outfielders happen to be the younger kids.
It's a tremendous amount. Lisa Carrier, let's not forget, who's also the captain of the team. The over 25 team is going to be captained by Nathan Tawil and Chucky Abadi. And obviously our studio analyst over here, guest analyst, Sammy Tawil, Ali Marshall, Mara Shama, Henry Shalom, Eddie Rishti, to name a few. Jeffrey Saka. Ike Jemal.
Who's pitching for the young team?
Is Ike D pitching or for Saka?
We're going to have a couple of pitchers. I think that Saka for sure. And, Steve Azer will not be pitching that game.
Hampton's Memorial Day.
Hampton.
Who's pitching for the young team?
The young team, they're finalizing their roster.
TBA.
Could be Edward Cohen. Could be young future star Leo Casson.
Leo Casson is the pitcher for the Hillel team.
Oh, really?
And
pitched 21 innings, gave up only 2 runs.
What about that kid David Azer? No, he's still raw.
No, he's raw. I don't know if he's... Joe Cheer, another guy on the team. Right. So that a lot of talent. Tell everybody to come out.
Jordy Ramel.
That's a good idea.
Yes, it's going to be a big crowd.
It's a good game.
And it's going to be... That game can go either way. It's, you know, it's young... Speed and talent.
And there's a lot of pride on the line. These young guys, they want to show the old guys.
I think it'll be a better game than the Brooklyn.
Let's not forget Abraham Haber on that team also, leading hitter in the league. So, you know, spread the word. It's Monday, Memorial Day at Deal School, and the game will be at 2 o'clock, and a lot of other games going on during the day, and a barbecue. So let's go now to Maurice's Pieces versus Killer Z's. Did we do that already? We did that. All right, so now we're doing Douglas Dweck's Jersey Shore versus Dirty Dozen. Both teams came in at 2 and 4, and again, this was the feature game at Memorial One. Why don't you tell us a little about the game, Doug?
The first game, we had a pretty rough time. I would say pretty much in the field, and everyone was making, you know, blunders. I think every infielder except for Bash missed the ball. So. They won that game. They were at least up 9-3. We never really mounted anything. It was 3 up very early in the game, maybe first or second inning. And then they just took it from there and never looked back. So Eddie Michon had a big hit for 2 runs. Your brother had a hit for 2 runs, also, you know, off of infielders. And that was it. So that was the first game. The second game, I'll tell you the truth, I was really scared. Because at that point... You know, we're 2 and 5.
It's a must win. It's a must win.
You know, they're 3 and 4.
You got the all-field report bachelors are winning.
We lose that game.
1 and 6.
We lose that game. We're 2 and 6. They're 4 and 4, and we're more than 2 games behind them because they would have swept us.
Right.
And everybody's winning all over the league, and it's just very, very tough. We know we have the bachelors the last week, but it could be over for us by the time the last week comes around. So I was absolutely petrified, to tell you the truth. So. You know, I didn't know where to turn. We had lost, I think, at that point, 4 games in a row. So it was pretty rough. So, you know, basically, we came out smoking. Abraham Haber had a home run. Eli Harari had a home run. Michael Rishke had a huge double when it was tied at 1 up, where it's a, you know, type of thing where it's bases loaded, 2 outs, he makes out. Now, you know, we say, oh, no, here we go again. You know, he got a big hit for us to put us up 3-1. And with those home runs added on, we ended up taking a 10-4 lead. So, you know, thank God for that. A.B. Saka was great as well, pitching. So, we're back tied with them again. We're both 3-5, and
Both have upcoming games against the Bachelorettes.
Yeah, we played them the last week. They played them the second to last week. So
I
that's pretty
understand,
much
by the way, that a certain power hitting cleanup hitter, not named Hank, but someone else on your team actually had an offer through two games.
I had an offer day. I actually moved myself out of the 4 spot to the 5 spot.
Is that first time in your career you went over?
It's this year is the first time that I ever won a game without a hit.
Wow.
And I went 2 games without a hit.
Wow, I can't imagine how that must feel.
Yeah, so it's a mess, to tell you the truth. I'm going to try anything and everything, next week to break out of it. My old cleats. I'm going to wear maybe even the Killer Z shirt. I'm considering wearing not even the Jersey Shore shirt.
Wow.
So it's rough. I don't sleep. I'm up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning last night, especially because Eddie Richie called me and said maybe you lost it, maybe it's retirement time. So I'm a mess. I don't know what to do. But thank God we got a win, and it's rough. It's rough.
We should mention Eddie Michon played second base for the first time in 14 years.
I'd like to say about Eddie Michon. Let me say something.
He played unbelievable.
He's awesome. I'm telling you, he turned 2 double plays at second base, tagging runners out and throwing to first. He made every play all over the place. Then he came into pitch, actually, because we knocked Moses out in the second game. I'm telling you, he's playing great. He hit great. He had another triple, over an outfielder, and he's playing great. So they have a really good team.
Yeah, great defense, by the way. Probably 1 or 2 in the second in defense.
Gabe Abadi was great at short.
And Solly Tao
was great at third. They have a very good team.
Yeah, so they're a team to be definitely reckoned with the rest of the way. The final matchup, and we'll let Sammy Tawil fill us in on this game, was the situation coming in at 5-1 versus Insane. It was 4-2. Red versus Stevie Azer. And this was another couple of classic games over there.
Yeah.
Fill you in on the details.
Yeah, the first game was a pitcher's duel. It was 2-2. Azer was pitching. Stevie Azer was pitching Stevie Azer type of game. We felt if we get a couple of runs, he's not going to give up any more runs. And sure enough, in the 5th inning, it was a 2-2 game. And we opened up with some clutch hits. And then we had a base loaded base hit to knock in 2 more runs. It was 7-2. And Azer just did what he had to do, closed the game, and we won the first game, after scoring 5 runs, unanswered runs. The second game, Azer left to the Hamptons, or Yankee game, bat day, which was okay, because again, he's on the 8-game limit. So he left, and Chucky Abadi pitched. And as you know, Chucky's just going to throw meatballs over the plate, and they're going to rip them. And they had about maybe 15 long 400-yard outs. But they were outs.
Wow.
I will say Eli Haddon made one of the greatest plays.
It's
a shame. It's a shame it wasn't in the footage.
Yeah.
But it would have been a top 1 play of the day. Full extension.
Bases loaded. There were people on.
2 men on base. I think second and third. Would have saved 2
Jemal
runs.
was the batter, I believe.
Yeah, and it was just a lunge, and 9 out of 10 times that ball does not get catch, and he caught it on the shoestrings. He landed on his glove. Didn't pop out. And that was a game-saving catch. It was a phenomenal catch. I was happy for him because he's been struggling at the plate. He's been struggling on the field. And he got a couple hits, and he told me, I feel part of the team now. So, second game, they had 100, like I told you, long flyouts.
Eli had his catch in the first game or the second game?
I think it was in the end of the first game.
Oh,
it was the end of the first game, so it saved the game for us. It would have, we were still at 5 runs at the time, but it would have changed things. And the second game, it was 4-3 in the last inning. And after 1 out, they got a base hit and a throwing error by Abadi allowed the runner to go to third. So there was 1 out, man on third with their number 2 hitter, Jared Schulman. Played back, Maury said played back, line out to second for the second out. Sally Shaheba grounds out to second for the third out. They leave the man on third stranded. We went 4-3.
Yeah, that was Jack Abadi made a cardinal rule.
He was trying to get an Ellie Patesh
trying to get
first. And it went sailing into the forest.
Running back to first and a fly ball to the outfield, went by the first baseman, got 2 bases.
Yeah,
could have been disastrous after that, but and Swally Shabar was the last batter.
Final out, grounded the second. We made the plays, and we were all pumped up because we knew we're in first place now. And I think we're in first place.
Sole possession in first place.
6-2.
And Red once again pitched a couple of good games.
He did. He pitched well. You can't get on Red. Red did his job. It wasn't Red. Red didn't lose that game. I think the credit goes to our team. We battled. We got some key hits, and we won those 2 games.
Okay, so that's it for our recaps for today. After a word from our sponsors, we're going to go back preview. We're going to preview Week 5 matchup.